Hello student. Today topics is effect of frequency of the incident radiation on stopping potential. The intensity of incident light is kept constant but the frequency is changed so that in each case the saturation current is exactly the same. To study the effect of frequency on photoelectric effect, the intensity of incident radiation at each frequency is adjusted in such a way that the saturation current is same each time when the plate A, that is anode, is at a positive potential. The potential on the plate, that is anode, is gradually reduced to zero and then increase in the negative direction till stopping potential is reached. The experiment is repeated with the radiation of different frequencies. You see the diagram, the value of stopping potential increases, the value of stopping potential increases with the frequency of incident radiation. For frequency, you see, different frequency of the incident radiation, that is nu3 is greater than nu2 is greater than nu1, and the corresponding stopping potential is V03 greater than V02 is greater than V01. This implies that the greater the frequency of the incident radiation, greater is the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons, and hence greater is the retarding potential to require to stop such electrons completely. Again, I am explaining the diagram once again. This is anode potential. When the anode potential is increases, the photoelectric current also increasing, and its acquired is getting saturation value. When the anode potential is decreasing, as the decreasing of anode potential, photoelectric current also decreasing, and anode potential becomes here 0. Again, in the reverse direction, the negative potential, that is retarding potential, is increasing, okay, and till the photoelectric current becomes 0. That potential is called stopping potential. What is stopping potential or what is cutoff potential? The negative potential is applied to the anode at which the photoelectric current becomes 0 is called stopping potential or cutoff potential. If we plot a graph between the frequency of incident radiation and the corresponding stopping potential for different metals, we get a straight line graphs. You see the diagram. Here two different metals. We have plotted a graph frequency versus stopping potential. The graph is the straight line, and both from these two graphs, it is clear that the stopping potential increases linearly with the frequency of the incident radiation for a given photosensitive material. There exists a certain minimum cutoff frequency for which stopping potential is 0. The minimum value of the frequency of incident radiation below which the photoelectric emission stops altogether is called threshold frequency. So here the graph nu naught dash is the threshold frequency. At these frequencies, no electrons are emitted from the metal surface. Now, I want to discuss the laws of photoelectric emission. For a given metal and frequency of incident radiation, the number of photoelectrons ejected per second is directly proportional to the intensity of the incident radiation. So, number one, for a given metal and frequency of the incident radiation, the number of electrons photoelectrons emitted per second is directly proportional to the intensity of the incident light. So, number one, laws of electric emission. For a given any metal or frequency of incident radiation, the number of electrons is emitted per second is directly proportional to the intensity of the incident light. It means that greater is the intensity of incident light, greater number of electrons emitted. If the intensity of light is greater, the greater number of electrons emitted. This is the first law. Second law, number two, for a given metal, there exists a certain minimum frequency of the incident radiation below which no emission of photoelectrons takes place. This frequency is called threshold frequency. Actually, for a given metal, the minimum frequency of the incident radiation below no electrons are emitted is called threshold frequencies. Threshold frequency. Number three, above the threshold frequency, the maximum kinetic energy of the emitted photoelectron is independent of the intensity of the incident light but depends only upon the frequency of the incident light. So above the threshold frequency, the maximum kinetic energy of the emitted photoelectrons is independent of the intensity of the incident light. Intensity of the incident light but depends only upon the frequency of the incident light. So number three, what is saying? Above threshold frequency, the maximum kinetic energy of the emitted photoelectron is independent of the intensity of the incident light. it does not depend upon the intensity. If greater is the intensity of light, then more number of electrons emitted, but their kinetic energy will be remain same. Each and every electrons will have the same kinetic energy. So when electrons falls on a metal surface, electrons are emitted. The electrons acquire the maximum kinetic energy. So the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons independent of the intensity, but it depends on only upon the frequency of the incident light. So maximum kinetic energy of the incident radiation does not depend upon the intensity of the incident light, but it depends on frequency of the incident light. And number 4, the photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process. The photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process. The time lag between the incidence of radiation and emission of photoelectrons is very small, less than even 10 to the power minus 9 second. When light incident on a photoelectric, when light falls on a metal surface, the electrons are emitted. So light falling and emitting electrons from the metal surface, the time between the incidence of radiation and emission of electron is 10 to the power minus 9 second, that is 1 nanosecond, which is very, very small time. Means the lights falling on a metal surface and instantaneous processly the electrons are emitted. It is a spontaneous, continuously electrons are emitting and moving towards the anode, and current is flowing in the circuit. So the photoelectric emission is an instantaneous process. The time lag between the incidence of radiation and emission of photoelectrons is very small, which is 10 to the power minus 9 second. Thank you.